How many people do you employ?
64.
And that's across all 4 of your stores?
Yes.
How many of your employees are Latinos?
All Latinos.
How many of them do you know are undocumented?
50%.
Who did you vote for in the last election?
For Donald Trump.
Was your hope that if he was elected president, he would be able to improve our economy?
That's what we're waiting.
You voted for President Donald Trump because of his stance on the economy.
Yes, because economy is one thing and immigration is another thing. And you have to, like an owner, decide what is more affect right away to my customer.
And you think that food and prices matter more to them than whether they could get deported?
And I always say, the food is so important when you see they struggling to buy the food.
Both of these issues are such a big part of your life. The economy as a business owner, but immigration as an immigrant yourself. How difficult is it for you to balance your feelings on both of these issues?
It is hard. You see both sides, you know? I always try to be motivating my employee, my customer, when they say right now, what is going to happen so with us? Economy, we are not legal. I try always motivate to them, but if I honest myself, they're right. They have much to worry.
I went to the opening night of Zachary's Daiquiris with some friends on Friday night. And while we were sitting outside, we were having our second round of drinks, and there was a line that had started forming because they were opening the restaurant to the public at 8. And while we were sitting there enjoying our drinks, I was making an Instagram story, literally just about to say welcome to Charleston Zachary's Daiquiris to promote the restaurant because I was very excited about a new Charleston small business. The bouncer starts walking down the line and goes, "Hey guys, there is a new dress code as of right now." Okay? And she stops next to the one group of black men. Stops next to them, doesn't look at them, but stops next to them. That's where she makes the announcement. No Jordans, no ripped jeans, no athletic pants. Describing this group of men. Not no athletic shoes, not no sneakers. Jordans. And we were like, I mean, it felt like I was short-circuiting. The guys, left. Obviously, they left the line. Half the line diminished with them not because they fit that description. We were like, what just happened? We look at each other. We're like, there's no way that we just witnessed that. But we're certainly not going to support a business that does that. So we get up. We have not even finished half of our drinks. And the table behind us was like, you guys thought that was weird too, right? And then we were like, yeah, and that's unacceptable. We're not going to be supporting this place. Absolutely not. So we left. As we were leaving, we passed the bouncer. And my husband said, "I just want you to know that half your tables and half your line just left because of what you did to those black men." She said it came from it's just directions from upper management. We don't really care. You just need to know. And we left. We went to another restaurant, and we're all talking about it. We checked the reviews, and one of the men who was in that group made a review. So amazing. We said, great. I'm glad he spoke about his experience. We're going to make a review about our experience as well because this is unacceptable. On the car ride to that restaurant, I had sent an email to Zachary's Daiquiris requesting an explanation. I said, this was what we witnessed. Can you explain this? My husband Google review, can't find it. Even though it has been screenshotted and put in several Facebook groups, several Reddit pages, and referenced several times, they seem to have now 2 Google accounts. The Google account that the reviews were originally coming on, there was 24 on Saturday. That rating wasn't very high. Today there is 6, and now there's another Google account where there's 5 stars being flooded, including reviews that are talking about the dress code. there is nothing wrong with a dress code. There's plenty of bars that have a dress code. Standing next to a group of black men and saying no Jordans, ripped jeans, and athletic pants, when that wasn't communicated, and that there are people inside who are not black, who are wearing athletic pants, ripped jeans, and athletic shoes, that's nonsense. And I think if somebody went and they had a wonderful experience, had wonderful drinks, and the people serving them were great, really nothing against those, because we had good drinks and the people who served us were very nice. But that doesn't take away that it's also not hard for a business to, if this was not a representation of your culture, to see those reviews, address them, say, hey, this is not a representation of us. That is a horrible experience, and I'm so sorry that you endured. Here is our dress code, and we would love to have you back for a better one. Not hard. It's just not. So yeah, I was very much looking forward to this business. I was very excited about it. And now I will not be revisiting them. I will be telling, my community that I don't think that they deserve their hard-earned money, because I do not support places that treat others like that.
Look at this. Same crime, same courtroom, same judge, same criminal history. 1,300% difference in sentencing. And maybe he didn't have a good lawyer, but that don't mean anything. Look at this. Chase, armed robbery at 19. No contest plea. 1 misdemeanor prior. Total points, 138.2. 2 years in counting. Now look at this. Lamar Lloyd, armed robbery at 21. No contest plea. 1 misdemeanor prior. Total points, 138.2. 26 years in prison. Yeah, the system is lump-sided, okay? And he had the same judge, Judge Sherwood Bauer Jr., St. Lucie County Courthouse in Fort Pierce, Florida. So, you tell me, does race makes a difference when you're getting sentenced in a court of law? I believe it do. And I'm not trying to make this a, black and white thing, but I'm just being honest. Let me know in the comments.
They go based female or male, go into a part. So if you have the female part, you go to the female side. If you have the male part, you go to the male part.
I'm not sure what you're meaning by parts.
As in like physical parts, as in like your genitals.
Yes.
If you have the woman genital still, you go to the woman's side. And if you have the male genital, a penis, you go to the male side.
Well, what about women who have penises and men who have vaginas?
You go to
How
that
do you
side.
segregate them?
We still go based on genital parts.
So you would put a man in the women's room?
So if they have the parts, yes.
That's not a man, though, necessarily.
We just go based off genitals. So you're assigned with if the male has the genital part.
If you put a man in the women's room, you're going to have huge problems. You can't do that.
We have transgender male. They feel totally, if they still have, we're going to talk how it is. If they still have their vagina, they go on the female side, they feel totally comfortable. Because we go based on what they have, the genitals.
Yeah, but if somebody is a man, they need to go in the men's room. Just full stop.
If they don't have genital parts, we cannot let them go in.
You can't say that somebody's not a man based on what their parts are. If they're licensed and what they have said they are a man, you can't say that they're not allowed to go in a particular room.
That's our policy. So
Is that
Where's
that policy?
Because I've never actually seen
Yeah,
that.
let's see
Yes.
that.
So you have genitalia written into your policy? Could I see
but
that,
it
please?
has to go. That's how we go based off.
That would need to be like in a policy for people to be aware of that, because
So that's
I
how-
don't see that on your website. Is that written somewhere that genitalia is
it's
part of your
not
policy?
written, but we still go based off the gender and if their genital parts.
That's literally not how anybody defines men and women, especially in San Francisco.
Yes,
if a
but
man
that's
looks
not
like a
what it's
man, or if they define themselves as a man,
Well, also
then they
if
go
they
in
are
the men's
legally
room.
a man.
And that they are legally a man, sure.
You have a man on your
Because-
driver's license?
So yeah, but we still go based on the parts. So if you have the female part, you go to the female side. If you have a male part, you go to the male side.
Okay. So, just so you're clear, that is anti-trans rhetoric. That is
That's the rule
discriminatory
that we're saying. You keep
anti-trans
recording
rhetoric.
and then put that, but that's what we go based on.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. That is.
So next time when you guys record, you have to ask for my consent.
Not necessarily,
Yes,
no.
necessarily.
Go
Okay, and
for
we
it.
also have the right to refuse our service.
It's
So if
fine.
if
I
don't
would never
feel
come back here,
properly,
and I
then
wouldn't
of course.
ever tell anyone trans to come here because you are spouting anti-trans rhetoric.
And I've been
That's just
coming
a
here
fact.
for 20 years, and I've never heard of anything so ridiculous as somebody come in and ask a man who is in the men's room whether or not they belong in there.
Our customers, a lot of customers are complaining, so we have to go.
Your customers, you should be educating them on what a man is and what a woman is, and it's none of their fucking business. If somebody says that they're a man and you've got a man that's in the men's room, then it's none of their business. They don't have a right to complain.
It's
You
about
also
the
don't have a
part.
right to judge
part.
people
No one's
based on
judging,
their
we're just saying what
based
Sure,
on
you're
their
saying-
medical information. So just so you're clear, this conversation is starting now because he came up to me and asked me if I was transgender. So transgender status is a protected medical classification under HIPAA. So you don't actually have the right to go up to anyone and inquire if they are
Okay, but if we go
transgender.
inside
Furthermore,
and they
there are
see a
intersex
female
people.
part, that's what we say.
Furthermore, there are intersex people that scientifically, medically do not fall into a binary gender, and you cannot tell that by looking at them. So the only way you know a man and a woman is based on what someone tells you they are.
Well,
So-
a lot of customers came and told us they've seen that, so we have, as my job, women go this way, men go this way. And we go based on genocide.
Okay. But just so we're clear, I am not a woman.
Okay, but
So
we're
You see
going
the
I
on
would
the
never,
part.
ever, ever go
California
into a
says he's a man.
woman's
The
locker
state
room.
of California.
Okay, but we're going on the parts. So that's how we run our spa.
What you need to do is publish that policy because it is not fair to accost customers when they are here at a spa. You need to publish your policy on your website. So if you are going to segregate people by genitalia, you need to state that on your website. Does that make
You have to
sense?
be clear about who you want. And
Yeah,
who you
so
don't want.
if you have anti-trans rhetoric built into your policy, you need to state that so people are aware of that, right? You need to stand by your policy. You need to publish your policy. You can't just let people come here and be accosted by this bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
that was pretty rude.
So you need to publish that, right? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say who you want, and then the people you want will be here. And that is not going to be me as a cis man in the men's room anymore either, because this is anti-transgender policy, it's anti-transgender rhetoric. It's completely unacceptable in this day and age, and completely unacceptable in San Francisco. Really anywhere, but specifically here.
And specifically at this moment in time when transgender people are literally being eradicated
Okay.
out of legal existence, you guys should really be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, this is shameful behavior.
Have a great night.
You know, the craziest part about the situation dealing with the Latin woman running a business, she specifically stated that, hey, my business specifically and only employs Latin workers. Cool, no problem. You love your people, you want to support your people, you understand how the United States works, and if you don't look out for yourself and you don't look out for your people, who else is going to do it, right? Again, I have no problem with that. I feel that everybody should have the right to do something like that, right? But then she stated that amongst those workers who are Latin that are there, 50% of her workforce is illegal immigrants. And she knows this. She knows it to be a fact that 50% of her workforce in her business is illegal. And then she turned around without skipping a beat. And she was like, yes, I voted for Donald Trump. What? I'm a little bit confused. How? Somebody explain to me. How is it possible that you vote against your own best interest? And again, this is a little bit different from the other situations that I have pointed out when it deals with the Latins here. She is a business owner, right? So she knows about the bottom line and everything like that, right? Because she's been running this business for quite some time. And she decided to employ people that she knows does not have the necessary paperwork to even be here. But she was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance because I see myself in you and because we are both one and the same, right? You got a mother, you got a daughter, whatnot, or whatever. You got people directly in the family that are reflective of me. So because I am at the position that I'm at, I want to be able to empower you so that you can feed them, so that you can help them and support them, right? And again, that's great, awesome. But to be a business owner, and decide that I'm going to decide, I repeated myself twice, but I'm going to vote for someone who doesn't necessarily see my people on an equal playing field. I'm going to vote for somebody that specifically stated, hey, I'm going to get them in as quickly as they jump the fence. I'm going to make sure to deport all of these people and send them right back home. And she said it with a smile. And that was the crazy part. And the other thing that she listed, she was like, yeah, they got some things to worry about, but, I still, give them encouragement and things like that every single day. Ma'am, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You you literally stated that you voted for somebody that was going to take away half of the workforce in your business. So if that 50% of those people are gone, who are you going to employ and hire? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how is your business going to keep going? And this is why, I like to bring up these videos because again, there's a lot of Latin Americans out there that will go to the black community and state that, hey, we've always been tight. There's always been a black and brown coalition and all of these other types of things when realistically there hasn't. I've covered this on this platform a great deal and many a times. So I'm tired of a lot of people lying and trying to say that, black people and Latin people have been tight since, sliced bread or whatever. Nah, that's just not been the case. And it's cool that that's not the case. I just really wish that people would stop lying in order to get black people to hold on to or to hook on to whatever their problems are so that they can levy our energy so their situation can be better and then everything goes back to what it was prior. Like I said, we don't have no time for that. We just need people to be directly honest on how it is that you view and see black people and just move from that. Stop trying to come directly out and get us to do anything. Go talk to the white people. Go talk to the white man and the white women directly out there who also voted. Go talk to the other Latins out there that voted specifically for Trump. Go talk to the Asians out there that specifically voted for Trump because y'all 3 to 4 groups are the main reasons that the Republicans are in office and they're doing the things that they're able to do at this moment in time. This has nothing to do with black people at all. Matter of fact, it was a lot of y'all that got rid of the whole quote unquote DEI, which again, we weren't profiting from anyway, dealing with black Americans. Same thing with affirmative action. Again, that was something else that black people were not even, getting anything from because if you do the research and know the knowledge, you'll find out that white women and others were the ones that specifically were getting the most positive outcomes when it dealt with those two systems that were put in place. Had nothing to do with black people. But whatever they decide to put black people the poster child of, that means at a certain point in time, they're going to use that in order to take it down real quick. Because if affirmative action and DEI were representative of white women and white women were the faces of these things, oh yeah, they would not have, gotten taken down so quickly. Right. But it's only when it's black people that are the main fixtures, the poster children, where things get taken away. So like I said before, same thing with the immigration. People are trying to make it seem as though that black Americans are left and right, that we're getting deported and placed somewhere else. And I still ask to this day, where are you going to deport me? Because let me know where I'm actually from, right? Like I said, the United States can't do it because they know specifically where black Americans are from. That's why they're not moving or budging any black Americans. The only people, if they are melanated, that they are moving is usually from the islands. It's usually from the island, right? They might be, maybe in a rare instance, maybe somebody from Brazil, right? You'll have somebody that was probably from, let's say, the Bahamas or Jamaica. You'll have somebody that's African, right? Any of those places directly out there. Black Americans, that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing. Like I said, this is everybody else, slowly but surely getting their little turn directly on the wheel. It's not a big turn, but you're, feeling a little slight discomfort, right? But again, once they get bored and they do whatever it is that they happen to do with everybody else, the wheel will turn right back around and it's going to go directly to black people, just like it's always been. They'll always make sure that there's a black population here so that they can fixate, so that they can use for a poster child and do all of these great things, because they're not going to make any other group directly out here that poster child, because they know what's going to happen if they decide to do that. And specifically, they're going to make sure never to make themselves the poster child of anything that's negative, that they deem as unworthy, that they magically want to strip down or strip away. They're not going to sit up there and do that. It's crazy work. Not going to do it. So like I said, there's always going to be a black American population here for them to do these things to at the end of the day. And for a lot of people that still continuously want to try to say that, oh, black people, what are you going to do when it happens to you? It's not going to happen to us. But like I said before, we've always been the main ones that they've gone directly after. You guys are just getting, in a sense, a little taste of that. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.